What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. This is Jiu-Jitsu Decoded, and today we're going to be looking at how Fellipe Andrew, a two-time IBJJF world champion, uses the smash pass to get past the guard. This is how Fellipe Andrew does the smash pass. Fellipe starts off by pinning the opponent's knee to the ground, and then from there moves his own knee to touch the mat as well. This makes it extremely hard for the opponent to retract his leg and get back to guard. Notice how Fellipe's hips is also above the knee line of his opponent. This locks down the opponent's hips and keeps the knees stapled together. If the opponent can open up his hips and get a knee in between him and Fellipe, he can effectively get back to guard. Every time his opponent tries to get a knee in between him and Fellipe keeps pushing it underneath his hips. Fellipe gets a collar grip behind the opponent's neck, but what he wants to do from here is get a crossface. Once he gets a crossface, he can put a lot of pressure on the opponent's head and make him look to the other side, creating a very uncomfortable feeling. With the pressure from the crossface, it will force the opponent on bottom to alleviate some of that pressure by trying to get back to guard or open up their guard in some way, and this usually opens them up for a pass. Now, since Fellipe Andrew's right leg is in a figure 4 lock from his opponent, what Fellipe will do from here is backstep and get his left knee in between his opponent. With his left knee, he can split the opponent's knees apart and then slip his right leg through. And as his right leg comes through, notice how he blocks the opponent's hips with his left leg. Now let's see him do the same technique against Adam Warzinski. To initiate the smash pass, Andrew will backstep, and this forces Adam to turtle up. Now as Adam turtles up, Fellipe controls his right leg with both of his knees. Adam almost tries to roll and get his knees in between him and Fellipe, but Fellipe has done a good job at closing that space so that knee can't come through. Fellipe grabs Adam's collar with his right hand. His left hand starts opening up the lapel, and what he wants to do with the lapel is feed it from the left hand to the right hand. By feeding the lapel like this, he creates an invisible underhook on that left side of Adam. Adam tries to frame and get his hips out so his knee can come in between, but this allows Fellipe to smash Adam's hips to the mat. Fellipe sinks his head underneath Adam's armpit to keep his arm from retracting back, and then feeds the lapel to his other hand. As he's feeding the lapel to his right hand, he's grabbing as high as he can on the lapel to create a lot of tension. Again, that lapel in this position is used pretty much as an invisible underhook. Once the control is established on the lapel, Fellipe will use his left hand to control the pants. This way he also controls Adam's hips. What Fellipe wants to do in this position is pretty much control Adam's spine. With the control of the lapel and the crossface, he forces Adam to pretty much look to the other side. And with the grips on the pants, this forces Adam's hips to be turned towards Fellipe. See, Adam's upper body is being forced to be turned away from Fellipe, while his lower body is turned towards Fellipe. This creates a very uncomfortable feeling for the person on bottom, and with that pressure, it forces them to create mistakes. Anybody who's trained at all knows that this position is quite uncomfortable. If you've ever been put in this position, you know that you want to get out of here as soon as possible because it's not a good place to be at. But props where props is due, because Adam Warzinski here is keeping himself calm and composed and is not letting the pressure affect him too much, even though pressure from Fellipe Andrew in this position is pretty tough. Adam is also doing a great job at framing on Fellipe Andrew's hip with his left hand. Adam's left arm is the biggest problem that Fellipe has in this particular position. Because of that frame, Fellipe is not able to close the distance between his right leg and Adam Warzinski's hips. If Andrew can get by that left arm, he can potentially pass to mount or pass to side control. In order for Fellipe to be able to progress to a better position, he needs to get his right knee in front of Adam's right knee, as you can see here. Up until this point, Adam has done a great job at keeping Fellipe Andrew at a distance. For a brief second, Adam slips up because he wants to create space to alleviate some of that pressure from Fellipe Andrew, and this allows for Felipe's right leg or right knee to get in between and touch Adam Warzinski's hips. Right here. See, without the frame and without the right knee being in between him and Fellipe, Fellipe can just simply step over into mount. In the Pan American Championships, we can see Fellipe Andrew do the same thing against Gustavo Batista. In this situation, he just controls Gustavo's collar and gets his left knee line free so he can step over into mount. Against Pedro Machado, I want you guys to see how Fellipe Andrew gets into the smash pass position. Pedro has a reverse de la Hiva guard with the left leg and pretty much a lasso with his right. Pedro has a cross collar grip and a grip on the sleeve as well. His lasso is a little bit unconventional because this is just used to keep Fellipe at a distance. And just in case somebody is wondering, this is not a reap. Look at how Felipe's left knee is now resting on Pedro's thigh. Instead, that knee has been driven all the way down to the mat. This renders that leg pretty useless because he can't use his left leg to do anything. Pedro gets a pant grip and tries to tilt Fellipe to the other side. But Fellipe keeps his hips in place and is now able to drive his hips all the way down to the mat to initiate the smash pass. Here Fellipe is pushing Pedro's legs to the ground so that he can start the smash pad, but Pedro does a great job at getting his guard back. But Fellipe gets his left knee up immediately and starts going for the knee cut. Again, forcing the knee to the ground and then starts hugging the head for a very strong crossface. And this is quite common to see from Fellipe, where if he doesn't get the smash pass, he will actually transition to the knee cut. And Fellipe loves the knee cut from the transition. Like, this is probably his second way of passing the guard is with the knee cut. And if you want to know how much pressure Fellipe is putting on Pedro, just look at his face, bro. But Pedro gets back into guard and look at how Fellipe right away goes into the smash pass position. I mean, does this remind you of another match maybe? His right hand has a deep lapel grip and he has a crossface on Pedro Machado, and his left hand is controlling the pants. Now again, look at the spine misalignment that Fellipe wants to exert on his opponents. Again, the pressure from Fellipe is just excruciating because look at Pedro's face. At the end of the match, he pretty much secures a guard pass and becomes a two-time IBJJF World Champion. This has been my breakdown of how Fellipe Andrew uses the smash pass. This is Jiu-Jitsu Decoded, and if you liked the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.